Thanks for the support as a channel member, Christopher Hoffman. Boys and girls, we have been waiting a long time for this, but finally, Bourne Town Football Club get to play their first game in the National League. We've made it to Tier 5. We're halfway there. Why not celebrate by ordering yourself a Bourne replica shirt? Link down in the description. They're only available for another 4 days, 5 days. 8th of March, Sunday. This Sunday is the last time you can order those shirts. They might never be available again. They probably will be at some point, but can't guarantee anything. So if you want to be absolutely certain of getting one, now is the time. Hello and welcome to part 30 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those first 2 games of the new season. Our first ever National League season. We're away against Stockport and at home against Forest Green. If you missed the transfer special yesterday, it was a busy one. As you can see, lots of players coming in, a few familiar faces leaving, and with nicely messed up dynamics. So it might take a little bit of a while for us to bed into the new season. Sir Mick Powell is looking for mid-table, which I think is absolutely doable. The media are a little bit more ambitious for us because they're expecting a playoff push, a 3rd place finish, and a definite push towards the playoffs. I imagine we'll be somewhere in between the two. I don't think my squad is finished. We've still got money to spend, both in terms of transfer budget and wage budget. I don't think we have transfer windows at this level, but certainly I could do with a couple more wide players, one each on both sides. One each on both sides, is that? And maybe a real outstanding striker to go alongside Quinn, who's already a real outstanding striker, would be lovely. But I think this is a decent looking team to start things off for us. It feels so wrong playing a 4-4-2, but what you're going to do, there's a gap behind Mundell because we've got him playing so attacking. I've deliberately put Williams on support to try and cover for him, but apparently that doesn't solve the problem. Do we need to make him support? We've got minor issues there now. I guess that might be better. I am a little bit worried we're not going to get Mundell as far forward and as effective as he can be, but we have got Cornell who can come on in that position and do similar kinds of things. So there's going to be a bit of a battle between those two, and I don't know how long Marlon Pack's going to last, but a lot of you did rightly say trying to play Pack age 35 as a box-to-box midfielder was insane. So I've switched him up to be the deep line playmaker, which means we can't play Mundell as the advanced playmaker we were planning on using him as. So it's not perfect in the middle of midfield there, but I think we're probably more likely to get the best out of Pack by doing it this way. So anyway, this is our team for the first day of the new season. We've got Anang in goal. Back four of Garrett, Morrison, Dootson and White. I mean, all 4 of them have played for us before. Dootson obviously has been away for a few years and is now back on loan, complete with freshly bleached hair looking at him. I mean, there's a hair discrepancy there. Anang, obviously a new signing in goal. In midfield, we've got new boy Vince Cole. That's it. That's his surname. He's Brad Vince Cole. I mean, he just sounds cool, doesn't he? Brad Vince Cole at your service. And new boy Pack as well, alongside Mundell and Williams, veterans from last year. And then our 2 new strikers, Bond and Quinn up front. Luke Planges down on the bench. I have high hopes for Jacob Quinn, who is a 4-star current ability striker on loan for the season from Sheffield Wednesday. I'm expecting him to be spectacular. And Matthew Bond, 22 years old, signed on a 3 transfer from Bristol City. Hopefully will be a bit more of a natural goal scorer alongside him as well. 13 finishing. What an absolute luxury. So let's get into the game. We are going out there with a positive mentality because that's what we were doing towards the end of last season. Lund wants to stay, which is lovely stuff. Whether or not that ends up being a good idea or a bad idea, we'll wait and see, I guess. I don't know how good Stockport are likely to be. I guess we do need to accept that we're probably not favourites to, although the media would disagree, but we're not favourites to just go and smash through teams anymore. So there's probably an argument that we should be starting some of these games with a slightly more cautious mentality. There you go, we are underdogs, but it's not going to stop us attacking. You know what? I'm going to switch to balanced straight away and just try and feel our way into this game a little bit. Here's Pack with a free kick early on. It falls to Quinn, and Jacob Quinn has scored within 2 minutes of his debut. It's a lovely free kick forward from Pack. Dootson nods it down and Quinn is there to tuck it away. And I think that's going to be, I mean, there are 3 headline new signings, I think, this summer, and they've combined there. It's a lovely free kick, it's a lovely header, and it's a lovely finish. It's Stockport 0, Bourne 1, within 2 minutes of us exploding into life here in the National League. And goodness me, exciting things when you see your 3 headline signings combining in that way. Quinn's there again from a Pack corner and heads just wide. Every time I say Pack, I'm thinking of the wrestler as well. So I assume that's who's really... Marlon Pack, we've not signed him, we've signed Pack, the wrestler. And I'm very excited. If you're not into wrestling, you should be. Wrestling's awesome. Look how big this ground is. I know it's Stockport, and I remember Stockport in the not too distant past as a championship team, or probably it was probably still called Division 1 back then. So I guess they have got a decent ground, but seems a little bit silly in the National League. They've got 2 burger vans in the corner, for goodness sake. They have scored, by the way. It's some poor defending from, who's that? Morrison. There is a chance that he's going to be the weak link in this back four this season. Although he was one of our better players last year, star rating wise, as the rest of the squad has made the step up, Morrison might not be able to cut the mustard anymore. But Pack has his assist now, and it's another free kick. This might be our new route to goal. Matthew Bond scores on his debut as well. It's another very solid header, and I think we're going to be quite threatening from these set pieces because Pack can certainly hit a good one, and the 2 strikers look like they've got finishes in them. Luke Plange is probably a little bit nervous watching this at the moment as he sees his Bourne career start to peter down. We call it the matter effect. Doesn't matter how good you were in a promotion season, if you make the step up and loads of new players come in your position, you need to be worried. Bond's in again there, and that he looked a lot more like Plange there. It got through, but just really weak finishing. I guess the one advantage Plange has is we know how good he is in the air, and if Pack's going to be delivering these free kicks and corners all day long, Plange is going to be a major threat in there as well when he gets his opportunity, which obviously he will. What a tackle there. Was that Dootson? That was Garrett coming all the way over from left back. What business has he got being over there and making that tackle? That was insane. I'm very happy with it. 7 minutes left until half time. We find ourselves 2-1 up. And Vince Cole, trying to get things going down this left-hand side, lumps the ball forward, looking for Quinn, who gets fouled in the process of flicking it on. But the ref waves play on. Vince Cole with the cross to Bond, who heads just over. We're creating a lot of very good chances for this front two. It is nice. I do enjoy having a front two. It is nice having that again, but I don't think I'm ever going to be happy knowing that we're playing a 4-4-2. Just don't tell anyone. Good job no one watches this series, or else my reputation would be in tatters. Dootson heads clear to Mundle. Mundle back to Dootson, and Dootson lumps it forward, looking for our 2 big lads up front, but doesn't make it there. Morrison, much more confident, nodding it down to Pack this time, and Pack has the chance to look up, and is he as good at hitting a long pass from open play? He's not even going to try. He's just going to sit in there, not run a lot. He needs to save his energy for running to the corners and free kicks. The rest of the time, just stand in front of the back four, doing exactly what he was doing there, and not try and get too caught up with what he looked like he was trying to do, which was make a tackle, and it didn't look like it was going very well. White heads it kind of up in the air. Stockport have got us under a lot of pressure here, and it does feel like there's a goal coming. We could do with a half-time whistle sooner rather than later. Anang with the goal kick. Tries to find Vince Cole, can't get there, and Morrison's in a little bit of trouble again, but gets himself out of it, and Quinn's done brilliantly to skip away from his man, find himself acres of space, and couldn't quite apply the finish, but just in a moment of skill and brilliance from Quinn there, it showed just how much of a game changer he's got the potential to be this year. Another corner from Pack and more danger. Mundle picks up the scraps as Pack desperately tries to get himself back into position. White plays forward to Mundle, and we've looked good in this first half for a first day, for a bunch of players who've never met each other before, because we don't believe in pre-season training here at Bourne. But I've got to be encouraged by this. South Shields up there with us again. Look. Curse you, South Shields. Oh, they'll forever be my most hated football club after what they did to us last year. Vince Cole can't quite get the... This is why I need better wide players. I doubt both of them, Williams and Vince Cole. I'm not sure if either of them are going to... If we're going to play a 4-4-2, I want flying wingers to to basically feed the front two the same way we're doing it from set pieces at the moment. We don't want set pieces to be our only route to goal. Let's get the ball out into these wide areas and get some crosses coming in. Vince Cole does exactly that, and it's just wide from Bond, but it's good to see us creating something from open play, which we haven't really done a lot of so far. Williams is having a really poor game, but we don't have any wide midfielders sat on the bench because we don't really have any more in the squad. Mundell plays it forward, looking for Quinn. Quinn nods down to Vince Cole. Vince Cole, prove to me that you don't need replacing. Plays it back to Pack. Pack spraying it out to this side to Williams. He brings it down beautifully. Lovely pass for Bond. And I was criticising Williams a little bit, but he did brilliantly there. And that is a very tidy finish from Bond. It's 3-1 now to Bourne. And there's your goal from open play. Pack still very much involved again with a lovely ball out there to Williams. But Williams did really, really well. And that's a very tidy finish from Bond. And I'm already looking at Pack after this one performance and thinking he's here on a non-contract basis because I didn't want to take a huge risk on him. Well, I think he's shown on his debut. He'll probably be good for a year. Let's get him into a proper contract so we don't risk losing him. Right, Garrett's going to come off for new boy Greenwood at left back. And I want to get Freddie Cornell on just to have a look at him in midfield so he can come on for Mundell. Cornell is probably the fourth of the big headline signings. He's the other one that I'm expecting a lot from, and hopefully he can come on and show me why I'm expecting as much as I am, because he looks awesome. Vince Cole does well to win the ball back. Quinn turns relatively quickly with it. Bond's hovering, looking for his hat-trick, but Quinn is just running and running and running. Plays it across brilliantly to Bond. It's been disallowed for offside, but it was such a clever little pass. It feels unfair for it to be offside. He's not lumped a crossover. He's just done a perfect little... okay, he was miles offside. That's why it looked so good, but it was a lovely little pass. It's nice to see that he didn't just run wide and then think, right, now I hit the cross. We'll bring Seaman on at right back, as well as we just look to finish the game off. Praise. Don't say Seaman and finish off in the same sentence. Drop to cautious, not positive. And that should be that. Are we there? We're there. That is what you call a very good first day of the new season. Very happy with that. We can carry on in that kind of form. Back to back, anybody? Well, no changes for the Forest Green game then, because why would we? We just played really, really well. I'm still not... I want to get the best out of Mundell, and I am tempted to abandon the advice that Miles gave me back at the start of FM19 of don't ever play two playmakers in the same team, and I'm tempted to make him an advanced playmaker on attack with Pack as a deep line playmaker on defend, and just have it almost drift into a wide diamond with them both pulling the strings in different parts of the pitch. But I fully acknowledge that that's not going to be very defensively sound. But then, I don't know, do we tactics are not my strong suit. You may have noticed that. But it would get the best out of Mundell, but not necessarily the best out of the team. So I guess as long as the team is playing well, like we were in that last game, then it doesn't matter if we don't get the best out of Mundell. Let's just concentrate on winning football matches. Is Luke Shepherd still at Forest Green all this time in the future? 2026. He was there when I was managing... Oh, Liam Shepherd, not Luke Shepherd. It's the same guy there, isn't it? The one who used to play for Posh. Why am I thinking he's called Luke? They might be different players. I need to check it out now. Show me. How do I see their team? I guess I could do this. I have played this game before. Liam Shepherd. Yeah, that's the guy. He was there when I managed Forest Green on FM19, I think it was. Wow. Why are Forest Green in non-league? When did that happen? Probably could have looked at that a second ago. We are 1-0 down though, so maybe our little honeymoon is already over, because I'm going to assume Forest Green have just got relegated. In fact, we should probably check. Did they just get relegated? Yeah, they got relegated from the Football League last season. So they're a team that you would expect to beat us, but it would be nice to see us try and grab something out of the game. Perhaps we should have got into this with a balanced mentality again. Vince Cole plays it forward, looking for Bond. It was a pretty poor pass in the end, and their keeper comes out to get a hold of it very comfortably before lumping it up the pitch for Morrison to flick back to Vince Cole, and he'll have another try at it. This time he beats one man, beats two men. I thought he was going to stick that in the top corner, and prove to me once and for all that we don't need another left winger. We already have one who's awesome at the club, but maybe not. Pack now with a corner. This is what I'm talking about. Our set piece loveliness this time doesn't find a Bourne shirt. Bourne shirts, by the way. Link available down in the description below. Why would you want a corner to find a shirt? Anyway, you want it to find a head or a foot, but you want the owner of said head or foot to be in possession of one of those lovely Bourne shirts that you can buy from the link down in the description. Garrett now in a crossing position finds Bond, and Bond gets his third of the season. I tell you what, this boy's quite good in the air. That was a lovely header, a great cross from Garrett, but he's headed this with such force that even though the goalkeeper gets a hand to it, it's a goal nonetheless. Cross comes in and he's just whacked that so hard. He may as well have swung a cricket bat at it. He's hit it so hard. You don't get a lot of that in football commentary, do you? He may as well have swung a cricket bat at it. Would that even be harder than heading? I guess it probably would. Unless you've got like really strong neck muscles and really weak arm muscles, in which case I imagine there are people out there who can probably head a football harder than they can hit a cricket ball. But I doubt anyone's ever checked. Mundell plays it back to Pack, who's just sitting nice and deep again, spraying it out beautifully to Williams. Williams with the cross, looking for the two lethal finishers in the middle. Lethal finishers. I mean, they're doing all right so far. Dootson with a missed header there, but Morrison's there to cover his mistake, and Williams plays it infield to Pack, who has time to look up, spray a pass forward again. What a pass for Vince Cole. Can he get the cross in? He can. Bond's there again. Bond scores again, and Bond is brilliant. Vince Cole is not looking too bad either, but goodness me, Marlon Pack might just go down in history as the greatest signing in the history of this channel. I mean, it's not often I'll put a new signing on a thumbnail. I knew he was going to be good. That's why he was yesterday's thumbnail. But he just looks far too good for this division. And I just hope his legs keep up with him for the season. Or I hope we don't lose him because, again, I've not put him on a proper contract. He's still on a non-contract at the moment. And if I was managing someone in League Two, I'd just be throwing money at him at this point, just based on these two performances. I need to offer him like a... I shouldn't have done... I've messed that up with the team talk. I need to offer him a proper contract and an assistant manager's contract or something. A player coach 2-year deal. Just because he's convinced me that much in these first two games that he is the real deal and the answer to all of the problems we had last year. Because last year, remember, we set a club record for least amount of goals scored in a season. Bond is trying to make sure that doesn't happen again this year. He's already on 4 for the season, but I think we definitely need to keep Pack playing at this level to keep us playing as well as we are. Cornell can come on for Mundell again. We're going to bring Plange on for Quinn and just have a little look at Plange and Bond playing together. Plange can drop back to be a pressing forward on support. I don't want to make him a defensive pressing forward, even though he loves all that. He'd be well up for that, but not interested, Luke. Try and be a little bit more attack-minded this year. And now with 10 minutes to go, we're going to change one of the fullbacks again. We'll change White. Seaman can come on for him. And we will hopefully go on and win this game. Although Forest Green are on the attack at the moment. Look at the attendance here. There's so many Bourne fans in. This is awesome. Where have all these people come from? There's almost as many Bourne fans in today as there were for the playoff final, which is mad, really. I guess Forest Green at this level are still going to be considered a big club because they're just off the back of 10, 15 years in the Football League. But even still, it's very nice to see so many people have turned up. We're going to drop back to a cautious mentality for the last 5 minutes. I don't ever know when you're one goal up what shout to do, so I'm not going to do one. And hopefully that doesn't happen, but it did happen. So we'll go back to balanced. And that's with 10 seconds to go. Who are this lot? South Shields. I mean, it's not a disaster drawing at home to Forest Green because where's the rest of our stadium gone? Oh, it's being rebuilt, isn't it? We might be close to capacity today with 500 people in. That was... I think we were unlucky. I think a little bit further. If we'd have met them at Christmas, I think we'd have been in with a chance of beating them a little bit more comfortably. Right. Pack. Contract. Yes, you're an important player. Oh, he wants a part-time contract. Good boy. Good boy, Marlon. Right, we can't offer you all that money, though. Come on, Marlon. Come on, Marlon. Come on, Marlon. Marlon Pack is in for the season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.